What's up guys? Welcome back to the Ross Overland channel. Today we are going to be doing an overview and how I installed my 100 amp hour lithium auxiliary house battery and my 20 amp Red Arc Electronics DC-DC battery charger in my 2023 Chevy Colorado. Now, I'm in my garage today because it is very windy outside, and I know once I edit this video, the audio is gonna sound terrible, so I decided to just keep it in my garage, but I'll give you guys some nice shots of what the actual install looks like. Also, I'm going on a camping trip this weekend, so I just popped open the tent, make sure everything's good, get it aired out a little bit before we head on our trip. So thought I'd make this YouTube video. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go over some specs of the system. It is the standard Red Arc BCDC charger. It charges at 20 amps, which is perfect because my battery is rated to charge at 20 amps. So it works great. The Red Arc system charges all types of batteries. It's a smart battery charger, so it will sense the chemical composition of your battery and charge at the correct voltage, know when to stop, know when to top off the battery, all that good stuff. Now, the battery I chose is a lifetime 100 amp hour battery. It is their max, so it's got all of the really high voltage stuff, so I can draw up to like 4,000 watts for whatever, like 20-30 seconds. Additionally, it's got low voltage cutoff, high heat cutoff, overcharge cutoff, high discharge cutoff, all that cool stuff. Now, the performance of the battery so far has been amazing. I haven't had any issues, and same thing with the battery charger. I have had this fridge running in the back of my truck for about 7 days now, and I have not even come close to discharging the battery over 95%. I get up in the morning, the Red Arc charger goes on boost for about 15 minutes, and that's it. Every other time I turn my truck on, it's just topping off the battery, topping off the battery. Sorry if this audio is a little bit shaky. Florida decided to be a little bit crazy today. So to start off, from the positive terminal on the battery, we have a 6-gauge wire coming to a 50 amp inline fuse. Red Arc does not recommend that you use any blade fuses because the blade fuses cause too much resistance in the line, and you'll end up just melting the fuse holder. So this is actually a heavy duty marine grade 50 amp fuse. Now this is going down to my engine bay and on top of my frame. And don't worry, it's routed in some conduit. I just need to feed the conduit back up here and clean all this up. That is also my aux beam for my lights. I'm also about to wrap all those up and put it nice and clean in some conduit and get everything looking clean. Don't make fun of my shitty wiring job. But so from the battery to the fuse, then down on top of the frame to the back of the truck. Now I'll show you what it looks like under the frame. So actually, let me see if I can show you here. So I actually have it coming through right here. Come on, focus. There we go. In some nice conduit coming down that way. Okay, so now you are underneath of the truck. The conduit comes all the way from the front of the engine bay and rides directly on top of the frame all the way. You can see a portion of it right there, and it rides all the way to the back right here. You can see it, a little portion of it hanging down right there, and then it goes up through the bed of the truck. Okay, so now we are in the rear section of the truck where the cables come up and go through the bed. Here is my ground wire. They are both connected directly to the frame for the best possible ground. Now these are using weatherproof terminal connectors, and I am going to be wrapping this in some conduit like I did with the positive and ignition wire. Actually, let me go ahead and show you my ignition wire. So, comes directly out of the fuse box, and this and my switch panel for my lights are directly connected to the fuse box. Okay, so now we are in the bed of my truck, and here is where I have the battery box mounted. So I have a 100 amp hour LifePo 4 battery mounted inside this battery box. The battery box is strapped down with these little ties I got. And here is the Red Arc charger. I have it nicely plumbed into the battery box, and I have the readouts facing out towards that way, so I can just quickly look inside and see the status of the batteries. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I am going to feed this through this grommet right here, wrap it all in conduit, and urethane this seal right here so it's all nice and waterproof, and it will be coming through right here, so that is also nicely waterproof. Additionally, I have added two 12-volt outlets to the battery box that are wired up to the battery, and that is what is currently powering my fridge. But I will say that these are pretty shallow. Well, actually they're not shallow, just the typical connector that a fridge comes with is larger than your typical 12-volt outlet. So actually what I'm going to do is, what I am going to be doing is cutting this connector and actually directly wiring it into the battery, because I'm afraid that this is going to rattle out and knock itself out on the trail and turn off my fridge. So let's go ahead and talk about the fridge for a second. I actually purchased this fridge on Facebook Marketplace for a really good deal. And when I picked it up, I thought it was a 45 liter, but it's actually a 60 liter. So the main thing with that is when I want to open this, it actually hits my rack like right here, and the slide doesn't slide out enough for it to just miss the rack right there. So I'm going to be either downgrading to a smaller fridge or thinking about getting a longer slide out. But overall, I am super impressed with this fridge. It has, as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but right now it's at 34 degrees. I have kept this thing on for like almost a week now. And like I said before, the battery hasn't even come close to going below 95%. And the fridge has been running good. Haven't had any issues besides that one connector that comes loose sometimes, but I'm gonna wire that directly. Now, the thing that I love about this system is I now have unlimited options as far as power goes. I am going to add a 2,000 to 3,000 watt inverter right here, so I have 110 AC power. Can power anything at the campsite. I can wire in a hot water heater. I can put an MPPT solar controller on top of here and wire in some solar panels. Even though this is my daily driver, you know, it's always charging the battery. So I really have unlimited options, and that's one of the main reasons I went with this system. Another big reason why I went with this system is I was looking at getting a battery box or a Jackery or a portable system like a lot of people do have. I know Anchor just came out with their really cool solar generator, but the thing I was worried about is how I was going to recharge it, because if we're going on a week trip at the end of April, and if I run that thing dry, I didn't want to have to rely on my car's 12-volt system to recharge the battery. So I have been super happy and pleased with the performance of the Red Arc system and the battery. I do not see myself having any future battery issues or power issues. I am gonna do a test at some point, just leaving this powering the fridge. It should run for like 5 or 6 days if I keep it closed. But yeah, super pleased with it. And let me know what kind of stuff you guys want to see in the future. This install was actually pretty easy. I had to brush up on a little bit of my wiring skills, but it was pretty simple. I mean, it'll be pretty much the same for any vehicle. The only difference is obviously this is a truck and I don't have a bed cap, so it's exposed to the elements. You got to kind of waterproof it a little bit better. And like most people in a Jeep or a 4Runner, they're gonna have to wire their stuff into the inside of their cab and into the back of their vehicle. So it's a little bit different on that point, but everything is pretty much the same. So one thing I forgot to mention is there is another 50 amp inline fuse inside of the battery box. So you're gonna have 2 fuses, one from the battery in the engine bay and one from the charger to the auxiliary battery. And you just wanna have ultimate protection as far as that goes. I'm actually gonna add another blade fuse to the fridge, just in case anything happens. I can pop a new fuse in real quick and my fridge will be up and running again. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions about the install and any more questions about the fridge, about the Red Arc system. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is just a quick video showing you guys the new setup and how I installed it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys have any more questions on the build, please leave a comment and I will answer as best as I can. This weekend we're going to Citrus and Goeth, and I'm going to be making a really cool Overland video. We're going to be meeting up with some Bronco people. There's another Chevy ZR2 that will be there, so finally some Chevys on the channel. Also, in this video I did want to talk a little bit about my rooftop tent. My rooftop tent is a Gen 1 Smittybilt Overlander XL, and I do have the annex that comes with it or is additional. My next video, I'm going to be talking about how this tent works, if you should buy it in 2024. It's pretty old. This is another item I got on Facebook Marketplace. I'm just a normal dude. I work a normal job, so I don't have all the money in the world to go out and buy a $5,000 James Brood, you know, hard shell tent. So this is what I have. And you know what, honestly, I think it is a great value for someone just starting to get into overlanding, even though I'm just starting. It's been perfect for us so far. If it's me, my girlfriend, and our 2 dogs up there, you know, hasn't failed us yet. And that's gonna be my next video, going over the tent. All right, y'all, I was editing that video and realized I did not film an outro. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. See you next time.